Charles, are we hoarders or collectors?
I don't know. Let's talk about it.
We probably should just go with that one.
Welcome back to That Bourbon Dude. My name is Charles. I am joined for the first time by my lovely wife, Jessica. Thank you for coming on. This has been a discussion that we've been having for a couple weeks, and I thought it would be a good idea for her to be on here with us because she has recently had a change of heart. Isn't that
A little
right?
bit.
Yeah. All right. So what we're talking about is bourbon hoarders versus collectors. Now, I want to give her a second to give her opinion, but before we do that, if you'd like to support the channel, please do it the free way. Simply hit subscribe, like, share this video, and if you're feeling incredibly generous, go ahead and drop me a comment. Are you a bourbon collector or hoarder? All right, Jessica, what was your original thoughts a couple weeks ago, and what changed your mind on hoarding versus collecting?
So I thought hoarding was having a whole bunch of bottles, and I hated it if you were a hoarder. I didn't like the idea of hoarding bottles.
Okay. So maybe let's break it down a little bit. So you just tons of bottles everywhere,
Yes.
no rhyme or reason.
Unopened. Unopened bottles.
Not sharing them with anybody.
Not sharing them.
Okay.
Hidden in all nook and cranny of your household.
Didn't matter what it was?
Didn't matter what it was.
Okay.
Just hoarding back every bottle that you could probably get your hands on.
Okay. All right.
That's what I thought hoarding was.
Okay. And then what was that one little conversation we had that changed your mind on having a lot of bottles?
It was a conversation, but it also was an experience that I had.
Tell the lovely people out there in whiskey world what happened.
So we got actually, I guess, 2 different experiences where I got to try, as you call them, a dusty bottle, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then that got me thinking, how do those dusties become obtainable if it weren't for people, probably, I guess you could say, hoarding them back?
Okay. So let me give a little context to it. We were at Neat in Louisville, and we tried a 2000s Anderson's Club 15-year low proof unreal bottle. If you get the opportunity, if you get the opportunity to try that bottle, try it. It's like $20 a pour. It's worth it. Yeah, $20 is a lot for 1 ounce, but it is incredible. It is so good. And once we left from there, we were kind of talking in the vehicle while we were riding around about how people obtain these bottles and how does that store get them. And I was like, it's simple. It's people like us that have large collections, and sometimes we don't open everything, but we still share a lot of stuff. And then when they're done with their bourbon journey, or maybe they just don't want it anymore, they call up people that have these establishments and sell it off to them. And that's how they get these bottles. And it was kind of like a light going off for you.
It was. Yeah. It really was. It was like a little aha moment of, oh, so like 20 years from now or more, we could have a dusty.
Right. The new of today is the dusty of tomorrow. And people seem to forget that, and they see these big collections, and they get very upset in the comment sections when they see these people having these massive collections. And I have a massive collection. I have over 500 bottles. I have probably 350 open. I've got some bunkered away, probably close to 200 bunkered away, and then another 150 backups of the different stuff. And it's not that we don't drink. We do drink stuff, but we primarily drink when we have company.
Yes.
And we drink basically anything that's on the shelf. And those of you that have been to the house or been to any of the events that I go to, I bring out killer bottles. today, what is today? Today is Saturday, the 14th, Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Yesterday, we were in Louisville, and some friends of ours were doing the whole camp out for the Old Forester President's Choice. And before that, they went over to Evan Williams to be able to get the Evan Williams 23 that was dropping. The people online had never tried it, and I actually had brought that bottle to share with some friends after a pick at Green River, and I just whipped out the bottle and started pouring up pours for everybody to make sure that they get the opportunity to try this bottle. It's a very rare bottle. Most people don't get to try it. Well, that's kind of like what goes on here. If you're here, I'm more than willing to let anybody drink anything that's here. So I have a massive collection, and I don't like to say selection as much as I do collection, because I have spent a lot of time curating this massive amount of bottles at the house to make sure that we had what we like, and then also a collection of bottles for people to try when they're new. That way they can kind of build their palate. I don't want to blow their palate out with stuff that's like too intense, but we have developed a massive collection here to be able to share with people, not just to hoard back bottles. Now, we have the definitions here. We're going to go over the definitions between these two.
Because I think they get mixed up a lot.
They do. And I think that the lines are kind of blurred between the two. And hopefully this will kind of shine a little bit of light on the difference between the two, even though they are kind of, they're fuzzy. The line's fuzzy. It
is.
Okay, so let's look at collections, okay? The definition of collecting is the intentional and organized pursuit of specific items, typically based on interest, theme, or value. Now, it also breaks down some categories. You want to go over some categories?
Sure. Seek out items with a purpose, which I guess you could say that would be
us.
Bottles,
yep.
Us. We take pride in what we have and the knowledge behind the bottles. That's more you than me.
Yep.
But we do take pride in the bottles that we have. And it says you can part with items if needed, if they no longer fit the collection.
And that happens to us all the time. I just took down a section of my Wathins, aka Medley, formerly from Green River. If you don't know, the Green River Distillery used to be the Medley Distillery. I'm no longer drinking those, and they're no longer part of the collection. They've came down, and they're going to be probably moving to another home as soon as I find somebody that's interested in seeking those. But also display, categorize, and share them. We share. Yeah, share a lot of stuff. Okay. Now, hoarding. Let's look at hoarding here for a second. Okay. You want to do hoarding?
Hoarding is the excessive accumulation of items, regardless of their value or utility, usually accompanied by a compulsive need to keep them and a strong resistance to discarding anything.
Okay.
So they have a lack of organization.
Yep.
They might not even know what they even have, and they struggle with letting go.
Okay. Now I can see this not even knowing what you have, because that happens to me sometimes. I go through a box and I'll be like, oh crap, I forgot I even had that. But I think I'm probably like 90% collector, 10% hoarder. And it's not because I intentionally just get stuff and I don't really care or whatever. It's that I don't open a certain box for a period of time and I just forget that that's what was in that box. It's not that they're just crap that's thrown everywhere. Okay, now there's some differences between these. So we're going to go over a couple differences, and then we're going to give our personal kind of thoughts on everything. And it's going to be extremely important in the comment sections for you guys to debate this out amongst yourselves. I want to see what you thought about this and how you perceive the differences between the two. I proposed this question into our Facebook group, That Bourbon Dude. It's a private Facebook group. If you'd like to join, we'd love to have you. Shoot us a request, answer a couple questions. We get you in there. There's a ton of discussions going on every day. We're supporting each other in any way we can, but the discussions get crazy. Everyone has very, very good points. Everyone keeps it civil, and I love it. And we have a great group of people over there. So if you're interested in joining the Facebook group, we'd love to have you. All right, so let's talk about some of the differences. All right, so collecting intentional and meaningful. All right. That's legit. Like you going out with a purpose, you know what you're looking for. You're not just on a whim, just grabbing whatever.
So hoarding is compulsive and emotional.
Could the emotional factor play into maybe a little bit of a FOMO?
I started to say FOMO is what comes to mind for me.
Instantly. If you think it's FOMO, let me know. I'm curious. All right, structured and curated, definitely. We keep ours structured.
Yep.
We keep ours separated by brands. It keeps everything in order. We know where our Wild Turkey shelves are, Jack Daniel's shelves. Everything's organized and in a meaningful place.
Yeah. So the hoarder is disorganized and cluttered.
Yeah.
So they're going to have stuff
everywhere. And that's the opposite of us.
Yes.
We know where everything's at. All right. Joy, pride, intellectual satisfaction. Yeah, I love it. I love showing people the collection, and the satisfaction for me is being able to tell the stories about the bottle, about how I got the bottle, and then sharing that bottle with people. That means a ton to me.
You also dabble a little bit in history.
I do. I love the history. Yeah.
So the hoarder has anxiety, fear, and emotional distress.
When I hear that, it makes me think about people that are afraid to open their bottles.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that really plays a factor in.
It's like, I can't open this bottle because I'll never get another one. They might have.
Yeah. And I believe that plays a lot more into the newer bourbon collectors or people that's on their journey. I used to be really bad about not wanting to open a bottle until I got a backup. Now I don't give a crap. It just rip the tag off and pour it up for everybody.
We're getting pretty good at
immediately
cracking immediately.
Yeah. I just spoke with a store that's got a bottle for me. I've been wanting it for like 6 months, and asked the guy, I was like, have you ever tried this? And he said, no. I told him, I'm cracking this in your store, and we're going to try this together. It's not even an expensive bottle. It's like $55.
But it's all about the experience.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Next one, willing to trade or sell if needed. I think that's probably a pretty accurate thing for the collectors. Today, there's massive drops going on in the Louisville Bardstown area. You've got the Father's Day drop at Four Roses. You've got Heaven Hills drop this morning or not Four Roses, but Old Forester's President's Choice, the bourbon and the rye drops. I'm sure there's going to be some more. A lot of these guys are buying and trading and selling and trying to make their collection better.
I mean, you know what you like. You know what your palate is like and what bottles you like. And that's, I think, the good part of trading is able to, you got a bottle you don't really care for, you can trade it for a bottle that you like.
Right.
So for the hoarder, strong resistance to parting with items.
They never want to give it up.
Never let go.
Yeah. You never trade. They never share it. It's like, this is mine. It's me forever. Nobody gets this but me.
Yep.
Okay. Often shares. Okay. We share a ton.
Yes.
Not only do we invite people over to the house, we invite people over for our cookouts, our cigar pairings. We do all kinds of stuff. And then I have my travel cases that I take with us. I have 12 samples in a travel case that goes with us pretty much everywhere of like kind of hard to find unique bottles. And when we talking to people and they find out that they don't have that bottle or have never tried it, we like to share it immediately. I do have a new travel bag that I've been taking along. We take like 6 full bottles of random stuff everywhere. So yeah, it's definitely something we do. So that's another strike in the collecting. Yeah.
So the hoarder often keeps secrets or hidden. So they hide their bottles or they keep them secret.
Yeah. I don't really know of anybody around here that keeps them secret. Do you? No?
Not that I know of.
Yeah. If you know somebody that hides their bourbon, let me know. Like, I don't know how that would really play out.
From your wife.
Yeah, unless you're hiding. Are you hiding your whiskey from your wife? Be sure to reach out. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, if you guys have some opinions on this, I would love to know. I'm going to give my 2 cents on it, and then we're going to close this up. Collecting versus hoarding, I think the line is pretty blurred for me. I think we share attributes from both sides. I think that depending on who is evaluating you, they can put you in either category based on their own personal beliefs and experiences. You may see yourself as a collector and they see yourself as a hoarder. Does that mean good or bad, or one's right or one's wrong? No, it's just a difference of opinion. I don't think that it really matters that much. Just what's important is just be nice, share your bottles, be friendly, help those out in your community that's looking for stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got anything else you want to add to it?
No, I think you summed it up pretty good.
All right, folks. Well, thank you so much. If you enjoyed us together on some shows, drop it in the comments. Let us know if you want to see her on here a little bit more. And until next time, Bourbon Dude out. I don't know. All right, let's do it one more time. Ready?
Charles, are we hoarders or collectors?
I don't know. Let's talk about it. Yay.
I wonder how many times, like, the couples that have to film, they have to film like 900 of them. Oh, water.
It's our water. Oh, you're good.
Chapstick.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Looking forward?
Looking forward.
All right.
I feel like I'm yelling.
You seem like you're yelling. I can reduce your sound.
Because if I just, like, because sometimes if I'm not talking really well, it doesn't bounce.
I know. Now talk.
Test 1 2. That's about as good as it's gonna get, people.
Yeah. Okay. Ready? Not to look at that either. Just look there. All right. I'm gonna say, are we hoarders or collectors? And then you'll be like, I don't know. Let's figure it out. Oh man, what did I click on? Hold on. We'll have to cut that out. Technical difficulties.